Microneedling at home, when done correctly and consistently, is going to give you your best skin and your best bang for your buck. Because this little guy right here is, I think it's $80. I will leave it linked below. But I've had it for years too, so it lasts. You just have to change out the cartridges, which is great. You want to do that. You want clean needles every time you do it. So let's go over why microneedling and definitely why at home. So when I say microneedling, don't get confused with a derma roller. The derma roller is the little roller that has angled needles in it, rolls all over your skin. You don't want that. That's just tearing your skin. You want damage done to your skin, but you want it to be very precise. This little guy right here, the needles go in and out, in and out, in and out, and you're going directly in and you're just moving smoothly across your skin. So yes, you're causing damage to your skin. Why do you want to cause damage to your skin? Because we're not producing collagen anymore. Those of us that are over 25, yeah, it stops at 25. So we have to trick our skin into producing the collagen. So this is just such a great way to do it. So it really tells your skin, come on, get up there, heal the skin. So it changes over the cells. It gets that production of collagen going, plumps up your skin. It just really also takes any skin discoloration away. I've been using it for years and I really find that I don't have discoloration in my skin. I think my skin is pretty evenly toned. It really helps with pores, you know, make the pores look tighter and not so enlarged. I mean, they say it helps with wrinkles. I don't know. I'm 61. At this point, I don't think there's really a lot that is going to transform your wrinkles. But what I would say, getting the perimeter of your face is really important too. Get over this little lump on your ear, get behind your ear. Sometimes I even go over my little earlobe because my holes in my ears have really stretched out over the years. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to numb your skin. I have a high pain tolerance level, but I just go ahead and numb it anyways. So put on some rubber gloves because you don't want to numb your fingers. So get in all the areas that you're going to want treated. Do behind your ears because that is a good spot to get into. Not just the parts you see because you want your skin to get tightened up everywhere. Certain areas you're going to find are more sensitive than other areas. And for me, that would be my forehead because, you know, that bony area around my cheeks, I can go a little deeper on my cheeks than I can on my forehead. The bridge of my nose, I'll go more lightly because I don't want to really tear it or get too much blood. We're going for a pink. We're not going for a bloody mess. We just want it to be pink. The downtime, I don't know, if you do it in the evening, sleep on it the next morning, I'm fine. Your skin is going to be very different than my skin, so make sure that you have nothing coming up. Not the next day, not the next week. Give yourself a good week to really see. Maybe you're going to peel. Maybe you're going to be red for longer. Everybody's skin is different. I have pretty tough skin, and I've been doing this for a long time. I do a lot of things to my skin, so my skin doesn't react as badly as some people's do. Something that is in my beauty room is saran wrap, because when I'm doing things that I want it to be numbed, let's say I'm starting with, I think I'm gonna start with my forehead. So I'll put the saran wrap here and then it keeps this from drying out. So I just put the saran wrap on the areas that I want to keep the numbing working. You want to do this consistently. Once a month, that's the sweet spot. So try and put it maybe on your calendar or something. Every Sunday evening, that's when you do it. Just pick a day. So give your numbing cream probably about 10 to 30 minutes to numb. And then when you're ready to start, I just take some alcohol and I wipe off the area that I'm gonna start with. You need to use something for slip because you do not want to tug this at all. It must go over and glide smoothly. That is critical. So use as much as necessary. I use this one from BAHA. It's not expensive. If I have to use a lot, I'm not feeling bad about wasting, because it's not wasting. This is really going to make it come out really nice and smoothly, just nice and pink, no tearing. You might get some pinpoints where it bleeds, not the end of the world. It's fine. It has a little dropper, but I just find that is too time consuming. So I will actually pour it into a little bowl that I have, and I have my little brush, and I will actually pour some in there so that I can just dip it in and put it on quickly and easily. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, when you start, make sure you have a very clean face. Get in there, scrub your face, make sure it's clean. I like to go in with my ZO scrub. It gets in and it really cleans the skin. You want to have really clean skin when you're doing this. You are opening up channels to get into your skin. You don't want any bacteria or anything to get in there. I'm not a germaphobe at all, but when I'm microneedling, I go around and I make sure everything is sterile. I just take my alcohol and I just wipe everything down. So anything that I think I'm gonna be touching, I will just clean it all with alcohol. I want everything to be very clean. So this is how your needles are gonna come. Completely sterile in the little sterile package. You cut it open. So you take the sterilized one, you pull it out, you stick it in, you give it a little twist. We are ready to start. So you push the little button, long hold. The number there is just telling you how quickly the needles are gonna go in and out. So that's kind of how quickly are you going over your face. I go sort of at a moderate speed, so I usually do it somewhere in the middle, maybe 5. But the thing that does matter is the length of the needle. So you turn it here and that's gonna determine how far in the needles are gonna go into your skin. And that's gonna be different for each of us, but it's gonna be different for which part of the face you're doing. So if I'm going over my nose, it's a sensitive area and it will bleed easily and it will sort of rip easily too. I have to be very careful on the bridge of my nose. Take some hyaluronic acid. I go over my eyebrows because I also microneedle over my eyebrows. I have the needle set at 0.75. This is something that I'm telling you they've got to work on. You can hardly see the numbers. The numbers are like in white, so it's right along the edge. So if you're thinking, there's no numbers on there, they're there. If you have, like, I don't have great eyesight, so I have to put the light right over it and really get in there and look. But the numbers are there, just so you know. And the little arrow, just line it up with the little arrow. So I have it at 0.75. I'm ready to go. I have my hyaluronic acid on. I'm gonna put it to 5. So I imagine a little square. So I start with one little area and I imagine a little square and I go up and down and then I go across and then I go vertically. So I know I'm covering that whole area. Don't freak out and think, I don't see any difference. It's not turning red. You don't really want it to bleed. I don't want it to bleed. I just want it to be a little bit pink. Sometimes the pinkness doesn't even show up right away. So just go over it, give it a minute. Make sure you cover all the areas and then you move on to the next area. I'm gonna do the middle part. So, you know, whatever works for you, however you see it and imagine it in your head, that's how you are gonna make sure you're covering all the areas. And if you feel at any point that it is not going smoothly over, if you feel any sort of tugging, do not tug. You want this to go very smoothly. So if it feels like it's a little tuggy, stop and make sure you put more hyaluronic acid on. Okay, so now I'm going over my eyebrows. I sort of do little circular movements. That's another thing. I mean, if you just want to do little circular movements all over, if that's what works for you, if that's how you can figure out that you're covering the whole area, then that's good. So right away, the little openings in the skin are open, but they close up really quickly. So something that I do is I keep my castor oil right close by. I think I need to do an entire video on castor oil. So I take a little dab of it when I know, because castor oil really helps to grow hair as well. So as soon as I finish with my eyebrow, I go over it with my castor oil so it gets in there. Then I do my other eyebrow and I have a little bit of castor oil. And like I said, I have disinfected everything. So anything I'm touching, I have disinfected it. I do not want to take a chance of anything getting in there that I don't want in my skin. And then I move on to the next area. So I'm gonna do the bridge of my nose. Definitely, I'm going to turn that down. So I'm gonna put it to a 0.50. I add my hyaluronic acid. And here I just do the little, oh boy, oh boy. Just so you know, when you're around certain areas on the nose, it might make you want to sneeze. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's tingly. It doesn't hurt, but it's tingly, and it makes me feel like it makes me feel like I'm gonna sneeze, and it actually makes my eyes kind of water. Ooh. Ah. I don't like doing the nose. I do not like doing the nose. It makes me cry. Okay, be a big girl, Carolyn. It doesn't hurt. I mean, it might hurt if I didn't have the numbing cream on. I'm sure it would. Oh. It's just a weird feeling. It's tingly and it keeps making my eyes tear up. And something I really need to mention, do not put any pressure. You have the lightest hand. You are barely touching your skin. You just let the machine do the job. You don't want to press down on it because that's gonna cause tugging. No tugging. Tugging is bad. Another area that is really sensitive is the upper lip and around the lips. So I'm gonna take it off there and then I'm gonna do that area right away. Well, it is still nice and numb. Let's get that over with. And I'm doing 0.75. If you've never done it before, start like at 0.25. There's no point in rushing the system. Start and see how you can handle it. See how your skin looks, and then you can go more if you want to. So around my lip, I just kind of do little circular. I go right over my lip, give my lip a little plumpy plump. My lower lip. I'm just gonna move on to the rest of this side of my face, put the hyaluronic acid everywhere. So I'm gonna start really lightly under my eye. That's another area that I just wanna kind of do really carefully and lightly, and I'm just going to go over it back and forth. I'm not really gonna do my grid work. I'm just gonna go really lightly over my eye. As lightly as possible, a little circular movement in here around the side. The side I can do my grid right on my crow's feet. I can go across, I can go up and down, and I can go diagonally. I can go higher on my cheeks because it's very fleshy. So I'm gonna go to 1 and I'm gonna do my grid work. So I'm gonna go up and down, across, and then I will do diagonal. So get right in around your ear. Like I said, I go over my earlobe, even a little bit in the back part of it, and then right behind, and then down. And now I'm just gonna go down my neck. As far as I can get behind, I think the better. Don't go over anything in the middle here though. Don't go over your thyroid. And go very, 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 very lightly. Get right in there around your chin to give your chin a nice contour. This is a really great thing to do in your chest too, because your chest has so much discoloration. That's where I have most of my discoloration. So getting down there on your chest is a really good idea. You know, we concentrate so much on our face and we forget about things like our chest and our hands. It's really good to do on your hands. So this is what it looks like immediately after. I'm a little pink. There's a few pin spots that sort of, a little bit of blood came out. Usually that's on my nose, but the rest of it is really just kind of a pink. So what you do after is pretty important too. Your skin's gonna be sensitive now, so you don't wanna put anything harsh on it. I'm just gonna rinse it off with water. I'm not gonna put any creams on my face at all. Just my skin is just kind of gonna be sensitive for the rest of the day. It's afternoon now. A good time to do this is closer to the evening, and then you have the night to just not go anywhere and sleep and let it heal. I still have a good portion of my day left, so I'm gonna be very careful to not go in the sun for the next few days. Do not go in the sun. If you absolutely have to, well, you will. I mean, even just in the car, you're in the sun. Make sure you're wearing a hat. Make sure you're wearing a mineral sunscreen. There is another way that I microneedle. I might do a video on that where I use my Retin-A as I go along. You know how I did it with my eyebrows? Well, each little patch I do, I'll get in there right away with my Retin-A, and what that does is it just makes my skin peel. So if I want a really good peel and I just want to really exfoliate and get in there and get a lot of skin turnover, that is a lot more intense. There is a healing process that has to go along with that. There is downtime, but this is really not a lot of downtime. You just want to stay out of the sun for the next few days. You want to be very gentle with your skin. Put on really gentle moisturizers, nothing with fragrance, nothing with harsh chemicals. If you don't want it to peel, I would stay away from my Retin-A for a few days. Just be kind and gentle to your skin. Treat it like a baby's bottom. I went and I rinsed off my face just with warm water. I didn't use any sort of cleanser whatsoever, and it feels a little tight right now. It might be a little tingly and a little sensitive. Those little micro traumas that I do to my skin with the microneedling, the little holes, they close up really quickly. So I'm not worried about getting bacteria into my skin or anything right now. So I'm just gonna put on my Joe's mask and just let that help it to heal a little quicker. And one of the reasons that I really love the Jove's mask is that it has 3 different settings. So they do different things. So I put it on the one that just sort of helps the skin barrier to get a little stronger. So I use that one and it just helps to heal it quicker. This is the next day. So I did the microneedling yesterday afternoon, kind of early afternoon. The whole day, the only thing that I put on was this castor oil. I have no makeup at all. There's a few little spots on my nose right there that were very obvious yesterday, but not today. So this is what it looks like the day after. So literally no downtime, I would say. So let me know in the comments if you would like me to show you how I do it with my Retin-A to get that really good peel going on. But that's more of an intense treatment where you're really getting that cell turnover. So let me know if you'd like me to do a video on that. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not. Hit the bell so that YouTube can remind you that we have girl time every Wednesday and Saturday. And I love when you guys come hang out with me. And if you give me a thumbs up, well, honestly, angels sing in my heart. It makes my day. So thanks so much for being here, you guys. Thanks a lot for hanging around to the end. It means a lot because then I get to tell you how much I love you. Have an amazing day, you guys. Bye.